Hey, Pussnet. The medical, I'm pretty prepared. Communication, I'm getting very advanced with the portable, and once I get my soda kits and stuff, I'll be able to do mobile. Well, sorry, mobile and portable will be when I get the soda kits and stuff, but it's still pretty good. So 2017 will be two more that are kind of very important and pillars of preparedness, and it's food and security. Security, I think I did a little update, and I will be taking some class. But for food, I want to aim at least 2 months of food preparation for this year at least, and it will be kind of in 3 layers. The first layer will be what I carry here, so what I usually have in my gear, so that should give me about a week or two. Also, obviously, have something for mobile for the 1 week, but I'm looking more at the 2 months. So have at least something that will help me for the first 2 or 3 weeks, and then have a which was part 1, which I did pretty good. It came not that expensive. I still have a few tweaks to do for it, but and another one that will be like about a month out of food, and the third phase kind of will be for longer term. So the ones that the big bins of like food for like that have like shelf life of 25 year and things like that. So how did it start? So I was looking at a container, and a lot of people talk about those 5-gallon and everything, and living in a small place like I am right now, it's starting to be a little bit crowded carrying stuff. Actually, you can already see there's some stuff on the medical side in the back here, and this is actually 5-gallon pads and stuff, and so it's starting to be harder to put things in place, especially in an apartment environment. So I was looking at like, oh, what can I buy and everything, and I remember I saw those things. I forgot the name of them, but I look at them and they were pretty expensive. But you know, when you look at YouTube, there's kind of videos on the side, and there was another one that was almost the same name, but different. So I'm like, look at that, and I started to look at price, and they're much cheaper. But when I look at reviews and stuff, they're almost actually people seems to like them much better, and they're called the Aqua Brick. And it's literally like a little Lego, and you got one handle here and one big one over here. So there's different ways of carrying them and bringing them up and stuff. They're mostly for water. I think the initial idea was water, because there's a system that comes with this, which will be my because I set up at the beginning of the year, my New Year resolution was to make a plan of all the things, the course and things I wanted to do, and how I'm gonna spread it to like money wise and things like that. And when I want to buy, it's the system that comes with this, with the water. So apparently the filters is there. I saw some good reviews, and can pretty much filter a lot of the crap and pretty much all nasty waters, even with some of them with some chemicals that you could see. And the water system, I think, is about $250 Canadian. So US, I think, is about $200. But now with the new elections and stuff, maybe your dollar will go up a bit. So it'll be a good time to buy stuff in the States. Here's my politics for you. But yeah, so the system with the water comes is that it's 2 things like that with a spout 7. There's a whole system, and it looks pretty good. So my goal is to buy 2 of those water, because each of them are 11 liters And for the rest of the world that don't use liters, aka just one country, it's 3 gallon. And so at about 4 liters per person per day, including like, cleaning yourself, we're looking at close to almost 3 days per person, which is exactly what I like to keep. One this per person, so usually I keep 2 in the house. Already, right now I have one under the sink, which will go in there, and it's one of those that is collapsible, was cheap and everything, but especially being under the sink, we usually keep also other products, like cleaning products and stuff, and I think some of that stuff could go into the water, versus this is water. It keeps things off and everything, but I keep talking about water, but right now it's not this. Is I bought food. So my first step was to buy and follow an idea of one recent video from, 2 videos that kind of came together, but from Canadian Prepper and Urban Prepper. And they were like, just go out and buy stuff. So it's not all sealed for like the 25 years and all that stuff. But as you can see here from the pictures, is pretty much what I bought. So I bought some a big bag. I think it's 15 pounds, I think, or of rice or something like that. It's a pretty decent. And I was surprised because I thought I was looking at smaller bag because the container itself sees like, oh wow, there's no way this is a bag. And actually, the bag didn't fill out. So this side of the bag didn't fill out the whole thing. It was about 3/4 of it. And I dropped some because when I first pour it, it went all the other side. So it is a pretty decent size that can go of rice in there. So I got one big bag of rice, and I bought 2 dry beans that goes into it. When I was trying to go inside, so I thought it was cool to buy that kind of setup because they're already dry. But when I tried to go in, which the spower is pretty big, but because I can put my hands inside, but when I tried to put the bag, it wouldn't go in. So I changed it for another bag that I had of red beans, but I put it in the Ziploc right now, and I put it inside this because it went inside, and also chia seed, which is great for breakfast. I put some green tea, as you can see here. I'm a big tea drinker, and it's good also for like small drinking. It's good antioxidant and stuff, and so it's great for your health. And to have like drinks all over the place, it's great. And so red beans, I got green beans. So I didn't put any green beans, but I got red beans as well. And the other package are curry paste, and so that means that with what I have right now, I'll be able to do a quick curry, put some flavors. Usually one of those packages can make 2 meals. And the rice, I can use it for to do congee, depending of what I have as a available, like how long I can cook and not cook, and how long I can boil water and not boil water. But I could do congee. I could do there's great breakfast with the congee. Is great for breakfast. You can put like a little bit of maple syrup with that. You can do, like I said, a quick curry. Also, rice is great. Congee as well is good for when you have like upset stomach. So also it has a little bit of medicinal with it, with the rice. So rice is always good, and it's a great, if you want, if I would want to do some exchange and stuff, I could change that. The red beans has a little bit more irons inside and a little bit more amino acids. And mentioned before, I kind of changed my diet, and this is the stuff I eat all the time. So my diet wouldn't change much. Actually, I don't eat much rice besides when I go eat sushi and stuff. But I don't eat much rice anymore. But the beans I eat pretty much constantly, so it wouldn't be a big change for me to go to that. And it has a little bit of proteins inside there and stuff. So I got about 1 or 2 meals with this, and the rice would be compensating with other stuff like fish that I can catch or anything else that I can get my hands on. But right now, I think pretty much I got like at least a week, maybe 2 weeks out of food right there, and maybe even more. I mean, the bag, I need to calculate quickly, but I'd like to do like a few portions that I have. But at least for one person, it would be like a very limited food. Like it would be a very limited meal. Things would be rice pretty much every day and stuff, but I still have some food to keep some calories going and stuff. And in one of those containers, my goal is to so this one now I'll fill out with water right now, so I'll have one food, one water. And once I get the 2 water, I'll empty this one out of the water, and then I'll refill about the same thing. But now instead of going rice, I'll go maybe more beans, and so I'll have my 2 months out of, like, my month for sure out of other stuff. Right now I'm maybe at 2 or 3 weeks with the rice and the beans, but I want to complete everything else with like beans on different layers out of this out of those containers, and maybe go into so I'm debating now, because those containers are very hermetic and stuff, and so at $40 it's not that much of a big deal to change it every once or 2 or 3 years. And again, those are supplies I use constantly. So for example, next year or a year and a half, instead of buying stuff, I just get the bins out, cook this instead of buying what I usually buy when I cook, and use that, and so replace it with other stuff. And so every 2 years I would get new supplies out of that stuff, and then I would have my big supplies of 25 years that would keep, and so that would gives me a good 2 to 3 months plus whatever else I have in the house. So that's the plan so far, and all this stuff inside one of those I measure quickly on the scale, and it was about 20 pounds. So we'll see with the water now. I didn't try that yet, but with the water I'm pretty sure it will be around, actually a little bit more heavy, so probably around 30 to 40 pounds. So, and they attach together, so that means, and they're pretty they're very ergonomic. I like that, because I could probably put this in one of my big backpack. The way the size and the way they can hook differently with the points and stuff, and so they can fit nicely, like if you want to put them under a couch or something like that. So I got like couch that opens, and some of my gear is like in that, or even in a closet and stuff. So yeah, so I got my my feet wet now, and so I got the food. The next big purchase will be, like I said, the water, and the next purchase as well will be the big bucket of food that lasts for 25 years, and I think it's like a month, and it has everything. It has breakfast and stuff, and it's all calculated and things. But I would like to have that one, and I'll have it at a different spot, so that if something happens, so at least I would have like 2 weeks, well, at least a month here of food, and then it would give me the chance to get to my other spot to get other food. And if I know something is going on, I can bring everything inside, close by and stuff. So anyway, I wanted to do a quick video and show what it looks, and so far I'm pretty pleased with this. Those container were only $35 Canadian through Amazon, and they just arrived today, so they got delivered very quickly. I think I ordered like last week, so they came pretty good. And like I said, I heard some good review and stuff, and so let's see how it goes. Talk to you soon.